Coaching, coaching, coaching. Everywhere you look now, everybody wants to be a coach. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 4 reasons why people, especially business owners, need coaches in this video coming up. Hi, this is Toye Oshunbiyi, leadership and business coach. We help entrepreneurs, leaders, business owners grow their business to the point where it can flourish. And on this channel, I give business tips, productivity tips, and ideas so that you can take your business to that next level and enjoy your life. Now, if you like any of these videos, please subscribe so that you can get them as often to help you do what you need to do. Now, coaching has become, like everybody wants to be a coach all of a sudden. And I could say that it is a 21st century profession. And there's a reason why that's the case. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. And I want to give you 4 reasons why people are looking for coaches. But first of all, just to give you a bit of an understanding of how I came into coaching. It was about 2005. My wife and I went to this event that was for 3 days, and we were upskilled on a methodology on how to coach. And that was the GROW model. Some of you might know what that means. And from there, I realized that it was such a very powerful skill that could empower people to make decisions for themselves. And initially, I wasn't actually even bought into it. I remember the person coming up on stage saying, we're gonna help this person come up with some ideas, and I'm not even going to suggest anything. And I was like, this is rubbish. And then the person came on stage. It was a live interaction. The coach had never met this person before. And the person left walking off that stage with a few ideas that they were going to put into practice. And I was just amazed. And we spent the next 2-3 days, my wife and I, and many other people, about 400 of us, putting those skills into practice. 2 years later, I started my own coaching and training business, working with business owners, entrepreneurs, and leaders. And I've worked for different organizations as well, but I've never let go of that skill of coaching. But here's the interesting thing. This is 2007, 2008. Coaching was a hard sell. Like, you had to convince people of why coaching was so powerful and why it was such a good thing for people to adopt. So what were some of the reasons? I can tell you why. Some of the reasons were people were just not into understanding why they needed to understand why they need to make decisions for themselves. It was still an industrial mindset. And so some of the things that have really helped us to appreciate coaching now is that we just don't have enough time to think. We just don't have enough space, margin to be able to really think through our plans. And so I was able to see in the future to think, well, if this is the way things are going now with the internet and all, that this is definitely going to become a skill that is highly necessary. So in this video, I'm going to give you 4 specific reasons of why people need coaches. And this could not only be in business, it could be in any area of your life. Number 1, people need a coach because what we need is clarity. I have a friend of mine that I've worked with that every time we talk, he always says, that's what you've reminded me, clarity, clarity, clarity. And when you get so busy on doing things, what you find is that things are so close to you that all of a sudden you just realize that I can't even think through what my current challenges are. Now, at the time of recording this, we're going through a pandemic, and I'm sure many business owners are wondering, what should I be thinking of right now? So sometimes you just need somebody who's able to listen, because that's one of the key skills of a good coach, is that they enable you to have that space to be able to think through your thoughts. And the problem with many business owners is that there's not anybody that they can have that kind of relationship with, and that becomes a bit of a challenge. So you need somebody that you can bounce things off, that can give you that clarity of perspective, that can ask you some questions, that can really help you run through some scenarios so that you have clarity of mind. And that's an important skill. That's an important thing that you need to have right now, especially with what we're going through, even though you might be watching this later on. That's the first thing. So the second area where people need a coach or will hire a coach is that the coach should then be able to provide what I call a clear path. Now, this is one area where not many coaches do. And so this is the area of distinction, which is that many coaches are simply taught on how to ask questions, facilitate, allow you to come up with the ideas and just sort of empower you to take your own decisions. And every week or every month they come back, did you do it? And in some cases, it actually creates more guilt because the business owner perhaps didn't have time to implement those things. And so a real good coach will also provide what's called a clear path. And the clear path will be a process, a framework, a methodology. It could be, for instance, as you grow your business, we're going to focus on these 7 principles or these 9 models that we're going to work on. And here's where you are right now. And so here's what you need to focus on. And so a good coach can also give you a framework for you to work within, even though they facilitate your thinking. But what they will do is that they will help you make those important steps that will help you attain your ultimate goal. So that's the second thing why people would hire a good coach. And as I said, that could not only be in your business, that could be in your relationships, it could be in your life, it could be in any area, but that's what a good coach would do. The third area where is a valuable one is that a coach also is hired to challenge your thinking, to challenge your ideas, to challenge your actions, to go there where nobody else can. Now, if you're a business owner, what you're going to find is that whether you like it or not, as much as you might try to build that whole community feel and we're all one together, you're still the boss. And so there will be certain things that you will do that people would see, but will be very much afraid to challenge. And that's where a coach can come in, see things from a third eye perspective and challenge you on it and call you up on it. And I know that there are many business owners who make some of these decisions that people grumble, but they just don't feel like they can speak up. I've heard of many stories. I know of many stories where people have made decisions that have cost them millions. And if they only had one person to say, hey, before you make that decision, have you thought of the implication? And that's why people hire a coach. And that's also the reason why a coach can charge, because they can save so much. They can save you so much. And what happens is for many business owners, they just don't have that person. You know, everybody's afraid of their paycheck. And so they might not be able to stand up to you and challenge you. And that's one of the main reasons why people will hire a coach. And as I said, this is not only in business, this can also be in life, in relationships, in all these other areas as well. Now, the fourth area where people will hire a coach is to collaborate. Collaborating in the thinking, collaborating in partnering with ideas and bouncing things off. And unfortunately, many small business owners, they don't necessarily always have people that they can trust, that they can run ideas by. But also, most likely, if this coach is also experienced in that field, they can bring in other new ideas. They can bring in other partnerships. They can introduce you to other people as well. And so that whole collaborative aspect of partnering together, because that's one of the areas where some business owners, or as I said, in other areas as well, sometimes you might feel lonely, like I'm just the only one working on this or that's as passionate on this. And so those are 4 reasons why people hire coaches. And the environment that we're in right now, where we're so busy, where we're so overwhelmed, we need somebody. We need somebody to bounce these things off, that can provide that clarity, that can provide a clear path, that can challenge your thinking, and that can also collaborate with you on your journey. And this is one of the reasons why people are hiring coaches. So are you a coach? You can comment below. What are your thoughts on that? Question for the day: in what area out of those 4 do you think you need to focus on? Do you need somebody who's going to help you to be a lot more clear? Do you think you need someone who's going to give you a clear path? Do you think you need someone who's going to challenge your thinking? Do you think you need somebody who's going to provide that clarity for you? So comment below and let's hear what you think. And if there's any other areas you want me to focus on, I'll be more than happy to do that. Now, part of all this, again, always boils down to certain habits. So even through this, I can coach you if you simply just adopt the 5 core daily habits. You can download the 5 core daily habits planner and simply just adopt that for yourself, because that's also going to provide the clarity for you every day where you can think about the things that you need to think about, plan what you need to do the things, reflect on them, and learn. So if you want the planner, you can click on the link below, or you can copy the URL in the browser. And from now, this is Toye Oshunbiyi for Business Leaders Coach, helping you grow your business and to flourish to your success.